Hello, everybody. I hope everybody's evening is going well, by the way. So I was just praying and God just gave me, um, just something to just put on everybody's mind, I guess. And what I was thinking about was cravings, slash things we, that we, that we desire out of this life. And, God was just telling me that He has no problem with blessing us, blessing us with those things. He put those desires there for us. Um, there's nothing wrong with that. It says, as it is in heaven, so shall it be on earth. They're not in heaven scrounging around and just barely, just barely making it, and they're up there suffering, and you know what I'm saying, and just trying to figure out where the next move is, and um what their next steps are going to be, because they just got to hurry up and just make something happen. And everything is met in heaven, and it's so beautiful, from what the scripture said. So our lives down here shouldn't be anything but that. But the difference between up there and down here on earth is, I'm pretty sure that they know that those things are provided for them. It's not a thing where the angels, or God, He doesn't have to desire anything for real. But let's just say the angels are up there just like, oh man, I really, really would like, and I really would like this and that. And that's what they place their importance at. They burn. What does it say? That they love God so much that they look like they're aflamed, because they just burn with the desire to serve God. Everything else is met. They know it's going to be met. It's just like breathing. We don't think about, oh, I hope I have air today, but we know that it's going to be there. And I'm pretty sure that that's how it is in heaven as well. But where people get it misconstrued, and where God kind of pauses with certain things in our lives is when He realizes that we're placing importance in those things. It's like, oh, if I have this, if God blesses me with this, then I'll be able to be way more confident. If I have this, then it's gonna make me better in this. Or if I have this, then maybe it'll give me some type of, I don't know, like social status. Or maybe I'll be able to fit in here. And basically we're just placing a high importance on things, and making it seem like that would be our source. Like, oh, if only I had this. And God doesn't want that to be the backbone of who we are, and where our confidence lies, and where our peace and joy lies. He wants that to be Him, which, I mean, that it really is. Things will can only do but so much for you. You'll always have a void missing. That's why there's people that kill themselves. These stars, they're hooked on drugs, and they're killing themselves, and they're crying out for help. And people are like, "Oh, how's your life that hard? You have all these things," but they're simply things. God built us to have to depend on Him desperately. And when we don't have Him, nothing's going to be able to fill that void. We're going to feel miserable. We're going to feel heavy, because He built us like that. He desperately seeks a relationship with us. And that's something so beautiful to me. He desperately seeks a relationship with us. So He built us this way so that we will have to lean on Him. So we have to come to Him because He wants a relationship with us so bad. So that's the thing. He doesn't want um, our importance to lie in things. He wants it to lie in Him. And as soon as we get that revelation and just trust Him, God will provide all those things. All the things that you want and desire, He put that in you, within reason. I'm not saying doggone you desire to doggone drink a fifth of vodka. That's not God. But you know what I mean. Like, oh, I want to own my own house, and I would like this kind of car, and X, Y, and Z. God has no problem doing that for us. He just wants us to trust Him, and for us to know that those things will come. But for us to realize that the relationship with him is priceless, and that's where our source, that's where our meaning lies. So that's where I guess he was giving me the idea of like cravings, not crazy cravings, but when you're already satisfied, you're already full, but then you just like, I got like a slight craving for X, Y, and Z. You're not desperate like, oh, I'm about to just doggone just fall out if I don't get it, but it's just like, I do have the taste for this. And that's what I feel like he's giving me a word to say, that he wants us to have cravings. He doesn't want us to lust after things. That's beyond cravings. That's crazy cravings. But he wants us healthy cravings and healthy desires is just fine. You're already full. You already have God. Everything's already fulfilled in your life. But it's just like, I would like that. That is nice. I do have a slight craving for this. I do have a desire for this, but like I'm chilling right now. I'm satisfied. I'm full. I just ate. Like, like I'm good. But if I got that piece of cheesecake, or if I got X, Y, and Z, then that would be cool. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel like he wants us to live our lives. Just like, hey, I'm full, I have God, I have more than enough. And he'll make sure after we get to that point that everything else is provided for us. He still provides for us anyways, even when we're desperately doggone, even when sometimes we're lusting after things. He's not just going to drop, just like drop us and have us looking crazy and on the streets, panhandling. I'm not saying that people don't go through things. I'm not saying like, oh, like that's the worst of the worst, having to panhandle. But I'm just saying he's not just gonna just be like, you know what, forget you, and now I'm gonna make you lose the job that I set you up with, and everything I set up in your life, I'm gonna take away because you're lusting after things. And I'm just saying that he'll just pause things. He'll be like, dang, like I thought, like, why am I not getting this? Why am I not getting that? And that's because you're placing your importance. You're making it seem like that will be your source, and that is your source of peace and joy and confidence and everything else, when it should be God. And then after that, everything else will follow. I just was going through something like that. My car broke down. I had to drive my dad's company van, this big white van. It's got some doggone rust on the side that has now hiring on it and all these different things that they do at the job. And I had to drive that to my job. And I was just like, man, and I got so frustrated. I was like, what the heck? Like, it's people out here doing craziness that are doggone that are in Benzes, they're in doggone Rolls Royces, and I'm doggone driving a company van, and I'm trying to do the best that I can do. And God was just like, that's not where your importance lies. So you don't know what those people are having to do. And then if they are walking with me, you don't know what they've had to do. You don't know how many times how many times they've had to lean on me and trust me, and it just humbled me. It just made me realize, and then also just looking at where God brought me, all that just humbled me. I'm like, I'd rather be driving this company van than to be the old me, to be zombie Ebony is what I call myself before Christ, because I was just like a living dead. I just felt like I was a living dead. Just so lost, just so confused, just a shell of a person is what I was before Christ. And I was like, I'd rather be driving this company van and have a relationship with you than to have all the things in the world. And I honestly mean that. Because this is priceless. His love, his relationship is absolutely priceless. Everything else will come. I'm not saying that, oh, we got to doggone just scrape on by and, just wait for the rapture to come, or wait until we pass away and then we get called back home. Like, we just supposed to just be simply surviving down here. God wants us to flourish. Like I said, he said it's supposed to be in heaven as it is on earth. We ask for his will to be done in heaven as it is in earth. And he says that he has great things, great plans for our lives, plans to prosper us, not to harm us. He said the riches of the righteous come without strife. The things that he blesses us with, riches, glory, all those things. He said that our wealth would be our crown. So he wants those things for us. He just doesn't want us to place our importance there. And then guess what? I got off topic, but as soon as I got to that point and I just really just started to think about where he brought me, and just I just really just humbled myself, and I'm just like, man, I'm at peace. I'm way better than where I was before Christ. And it's just like, I know those things will come, God. Like, God has never disappointed me, not once. He might have confused me. You know, a lot of things I don't understand. I don't know where he's taking me in life right now, honestly. But I know that there's blessings that have come to pass and things like that. I just don't understand where things are going. But really, that's really not even my job. It's just to be obedient and trust him, because he's never failed me, and he's not going to fail me now, and he won't fail you either. So just trust him. Because as soon as I got to that revelation, guess what? I got a doggone. My dad actually, God used my dad to make a full down payment on the car. My credit isn't the best. These people did an in-house financing. My monthly payments are not ridiculous. It was really just something that felt like it just fell into my hands, and that's how you know it's God. When things just unravel perfectly for you, that's how you know it's God. And it's a beautiful car, the nicest car I've ever had in my life, and that was all God. You know, I went from the company van to doggone in my doggone convertible, just feeling just blessed, and just really just like even more humbled, because it's like, man, as soon as I humbled myself and was just like, look, I trust you because I can have all the things in the world right now, and if I didn't have you, I would be super addicted to drugs, worse than where I was, because then I would have had a lot of money to finance the nonsense. It would have just made me just super lost, and we're lost without God. Then as soon as I just did that and took my hands off of him, just like, I trust you. If I got to drive this company van for a year, you know, as long as I have you in my life, Father, loving me, embracing me, holding me, keeping me, then that's all that matters. And guess what? Well, maybe like a week or maybe like a couple of weeks later, I got blessed with that car. And it's just a car, but the same, like, it's just a car. I'm not worshiping it, but it just really just shows how God stays true to his word. And as soon as we just let go and don't lust after the things of this world, he makes sure that we get all the desires in our heart. He wants to give it to us. He just wants us to place our importance in him and not things. So yeah, I like, the car is beautiful. Like, I feel incredibly blessed. But I know where it came from. I know my source is still the Lord. And I know he's going to make even bigger moves in my life. You know, as time goes on, it's just not worshiping these things, y'all. So it's okay to have a craving for something, but don't get crazy with it, you know? Just like, you know, oh, I got a craving for cheesecake, but don't get crazy with it. Don't be eating a whole doggone pie of cheesecake doggone every single day or every other day, you know? So just be healthy with your desires, and realize where your source comes from, because God wants us to place our importance in him, not things. And then those things will come. He wants to give it to us. You know, he doesn't want us scraping by and just struggling our whole time while we're here. You know what I'm saying? He wants us to be at peace. He wants to do so many great things in our lives, but he wants us to know that he is our source of happiness and peace. And for us not to care either way how things go, as long as we have them. And to genuinely feel that way. You can't fake it with God. You can't be like, oh, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It has to be genuine. And man, you start building a relationship with God, and it will be genuine, because you'll be able just to feel his greatness and his power and his love. And then still, we don't even fully even really understand it. You know, no one fully understands the greatness of God, you know? So just a little bit that we get revelation about on a daily basis, it's just really just going to have you just like, wow, like, I don't care as long as I have you. And everything else will come, y'all. So place your importance on God, in God, and watch him just fulfill so many things in your life. But just don't get obsessed with these things. You know, you can thank God for them and just be like, wow, look at what you did in my life. I'm appreciative. You know, this is great, but I know where my source lies. So I'm getting ready to go to bed. I look crazy. I'm in the dark. It looks kind of creepy in here. Not really though. Got angels in here, doggone, protecting my home, protecting everything. Just trying to be funny, but it is dark in here. And I'm sure you guys can barely see me, but as long as you can hear the words that's coming out of my mouth, that's all that matters. So I hope everybody has a blessed evening or a blessed morning whenever you see this video. If anyone sees this video, if you do see this video, it was a word for you. And yeah, I just pray the peace of God over you guys. And I just pray that you guys just relax. Um, leave it all in God's hand and trust him, because he can be trusted with our lives. He's not going to do anything wrong to us. He loves us so very dearly, even more than we can even comprehend. And a little bit that we can comprehend just overwhelms us. It overwhelms me. And that's not even the fullness of his love. So I'm going to go to bed. But yeah, you guys, yeah. All right. Bye-bye.